Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Becca and today I am reacting to a brand new Ren song. This one has been highly requested. Money Game Part 1. I've been told there's 3 parts. We're hopping into part 1 today. I'm so excited to hop into this. I feel like I'm going to have a lot to say about this one. From the front cover, thumbnail, interesting. Interesting. That's one word I'm going to say. If you would like to request a song, live performance, music video or album, I'll be linked down below for my Buy You Coffee page. Can't wait any longer. Let's get straight on into Ren's Money Game. I've been waiting for so long to get into these.
It's a strange time we're living in. War can put fear in. Hierarchy parties, they make us feel inferior. Greed runs through parliament interiors. Devils walk among us, they fit the criteria. Eerie theory, strife, fearing, weary-minded men when we're clearly living in dictatorships. Nearly blinded by illusions to choose who's fooling who. A pull chain to your shoes on pain. It's a crying shame. The pursuit of our own wealth lights a flame that makes greed a game that lets this whole war burn. As the world turns, the whole world burns. But money was invented for trade. But now those bits of paper twist hearts, make slaves, turns a saint into a sinner, a child into a killer. His finger on the trigger of a money game.
Ooh.
Oh, rain, 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 rain. A storm it comes our way. And those who rise through distorted lies, poison in the veins. But we like to point the blame, 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 blame. It's easier to blame, but point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this old money game. Stop.
His voice. Oh, what's he gonna do?
Dear Mr. President, it's evident that everyone's a resident of fear when they support these ideas to keep us separate, when they make us believe that everybody is coming to terrorize you in the streets. They say proudly through gritted teeth, that's my right to hate, that's freedom of speech.
Oh.
But when did freedom become a reason to hate? A way to justify a racist slur or insult we make? There's an irony in freedom, cause us in the West, we have pillaged and plundered the murder like savages, colonized all of the rest. That's called hypocrisy. Preach a certain value that you never keep yourselves. Your country was in flames, you denigrate yourselves in a second. Still you spit your venom, demonizing immigrants when really you're the immigrant. Cause all of us are immigrants or descended from immigrants. Irony is imminent, I'll shed the light on immigrants. America was colonized by Britain. Britain, it was colonized by Rome, and also colonized by the Saxons. They were German, by the way. You know how people throw shade upon the Germans because of history's pain, and yet we made the same mistakes all again. Demonize a whole people, Jewish or Muslim, the same and the same. Old situations play on repeat, the same old TV shows repeat. Yeah, we worship the bleak. Our opinions aren't our own, and we follow like sheep. There's no left, there's no right. In the middle we sleep. Rain, 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 rain. A storm it comes our way. And those who rise through distorted lies, poison in the veins. But we like to point the blame, 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 blame. It's easier to blame, but point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this old money game.
Oh no, what's he gonna do?
Money game.
Oh no. No. Oh no, he's not going to do it over himself. He couldn't do it over the money. Well, money. Game, you know what I mean. Oh no, at least keep the rain mac on if you're going to do it over yourself. I told you. Wow. Let's get into these lyrics. We're all part of this old money game. That video was incredible. It looked like one continuous shot, which we know that Ren loves, which is just incredible. I can imagine how hard that is to be able to do that. Eeriness of it, echoing of the bat on the floor against the railing. I mean, as a whole, I saw that song, initial reaction coming away from that song, I saw it as kind of talking about the influence that money's had on human behaviour, the kind of history of money he talked a little bit about and how it's changed over the years. The music video, person being blinded as almost humans being blinded or even possibly suffocated, and how money controls us, potentially, with that. And Ren's very much wanting to beat them up, goes to set them on fire, but he ultimately does it to himself in the end. And I don't know if that's self-destruction maybe, or possibly, or even that's how money has made him feel, because like he wants to end it all because of the world that money has ultimately kind of made. I mean, it's a huge part of life, isn't it? I mean, I know we don't want it to be, but it is. It's the way you survive in the world. It's just, it kind of is everything, unfortunately. Well, one of the things is everything. I want to continue this though. I know that there's a part 2 and 3 and I just want to get into them. It can't end there. So where's it going to go in part 2? Oh, actually, I don't think part 2 has a music video though. I think you guys told me. 3 does. So let's go through the lyrics. It's a strange time we're living in. World can put fear in you. Hierarchy parties that make us feel inferior. Greed runs through the parliament interior. Devils walk among us. They fit the criteria. Eerie theories strike fear in weary-minded men. When we're clearly living in dictatorships. Question mark. Nearly blinded by illusions to choose, but who's fooling who? A ball chain to your shoes, I'm pained. It's a crying shame. The pursuit of our own wealth lights a flame that makes greed a game. That lets the whole world burn. As the world turns, the world burns, but money was invented for trade. But now those bits of paper twist hearts, make slaves, turn a saint into a sinner, a child into a killer. His finger on the trigger of a money game. That's exactly, unfortunately, what money has become. He even talks about it a little bit later on in the song, how it used to be for trade and Saxons and things like that, but it has become literally something that twists hearts, makes slaves, turns saints into a sinner, and a child into a killer. It just has, unfortunately, and it's a real shame. The fact that this was done in 2019 and it's still incredibly relevant today. It's a strange time we're living in. World can put fear into you. You know, that's kind of saying the world is very unstable and it does put the fear into you and it creates these anxieties. Hierarchy parties that make us feel inferior. Governments and higher up people that have the power that can change things if they want to. Well, it's not quite that simple, but you know what I mean. Making ordinary people feel less in power, very powerless. Greed runs through the parliament. Again, he's literally calling out the government there. Devils walk among us. Wow. Devils is a metaphor, I guess, there for corrupt, evil people, you could say. I think he's trying to imply there, hiding within society. At the end of the day, they are just regular people. Eerie theories strike fear in weary-minded people, so people that are already mentally drained from society's problems. So the weary-minded men is probably referring to people that are already quite fragile and mentally drained or fear from society's problems already. And then conspiracy theories potentially adding to that fear, adding to that worry, adding to that stress. Nearly blinded illusions to choose. So you're being manipulated, I think he's implying there. Believing you have a freedom of choice, but really you don't, in a sense, because only like you and I can't change hierarchy things, can we? I think that's what he's trying to say there. You and me have more power than we think, but obviously that's a whole separate topic. The pursuit of our own wealth lights a flame that makes greed a game that lets the whole world burn. As the world turns, whole world burns. But money was invented for trade. Money is definitely the biggest invention in human history, which affects economies and societies. Before the money, the barter system was used, where goods and services were directly exchanged. Wow, imagine if we went back to a time where that would be a thing. If you build my shelf, I'll give you this. Imagine that. That would be a crazy system. I think it would be very competitive. Yeah, but this system has serious limitations. It would, because there's too many people, which gave birth to money as a more convenient option. The invention of money resolved important issues such as not common way of value, double coincidence of desires, vision problems, storage problems, and double coincidence of portable issues. A major purpose of why money was invented was a common measure of value. Yes, under a barter system, individuals were required to navigate a good equal to each other. So yeah, maybe if I did build a shelf and you gave me a pint of milk, I don't know, depending on how long it takes you to do the shelf. For example, if a farmer wants to exchange wheat for the cow, both of them have to agree on an equal exchange rate. I don't know if wheat for a cow is a very fair trade, because you can get a lot more off a cow than you can with wheat. Although, can you? I don't know. I'm not even going to go there. I was going to say wheat can make pasta, blah, blah, bread, blah, blah, but then the meat, meat's more expensive, obviously, so... It was disabled and usually results in conflict. Well, because if there was no rules, no value, like they said. Money addressed the issue by giving goods and services a standard price, making the transaction easier. Another important problem with barter was a double consequence of a desire. It lies that two persons can only exchange only when the two have some other wanted together. Oh, okay, yeah. For example, if a fisherman had a fish but needs shoes, he must detect a shoemaker that desired the fish. If the shoemaker desired the grain instead, the fisherman first would go, oh, okay, yeah, so it's very competitive. That's exactly what I said. Money solved this problem by serving as a common medium of exchange, and individuals were able to exchange their products for money and use that money. Whatever they buy, they buy. Very, very interesting. I mean, I don't really know too much history on money, but I kind of want to. I do kind of want to get into that a bit, but I'll have to do that in my own time, otherwise this video is just going to be hours and hours long. His finger on the trigger of a money game. This line would need to be used in part 2. Okay, we'll leave that then. Chorus. Oh, rain, 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 rain. A storm that comes our way, and those who rise through distorted lies, poison in the veins. But we like to point the blame, blame, blame. It's easier to blame, but point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this old money game. Maybe rain, like is in power, like you're the rain. This indicates that people who rise through capitalism or mistruths are ruining the system for everyone. Wren criticises that while many are quick to call out the corrupt people who profit off of capitalism, few people actually attempt to meaningfully change the system and instead try to profit from it for themselves, keeping it alive through their greed. That goes back to greed. Post-chorus again, and then verse 2. He's very much talking to the guy in the chair now. Dear Mr. President, it's evident that everyone's a resident of fear when they support these ideas that keep us separate. When they make us believe that everyone is coming to terrorise you in the streets, they say proudly through gritted teeth, it's my right to hate, that's freedom of speech. But when did freedom become a reason to hate? Because there are no laws against hate speech, leading many to believe it is allowed. It's a very thin line there. Very thin line. I get what that's trying to say. Because obviously everyone has a freedom of speech, which you do to a sense, to a limit. But that doesn't give you the right to then, like it says there, to go and pick a fight, to cause violence. And maybe that's what Ren's showing in the video, is he goes to do violence with the bat, but he takes it back, because that's also not, you're not going to get anywhere through violence. But when did freedom become a way to justify a rational slur or insult we make as an irony and freedom, because us in the West, we have pledged and murdered like savages, colonized all of the rest? That's called hypocrisy. I need to learn a bit more background. Be very interesting. Preach a certain value that you'd never keep yourselves. If your country was in flames, you'd immigrate yourselves in a second. That's quite a powerful line. I bet you would, actually. I think most people would. I mean, even if it's not in flames and it's just going to, you kind of want to leave, I think. Even if it's not in flames. Oh, but it's such a difficult topic and I could go on about this for hours. It's because, like, if they're not showing you respect, why would you show them respect and all of that? Whole other topic, could go a bit too deep. Need to, This line shows how people who demonize immigrants are hypocrites. Those who make fun of immigrants would immigrate instantly once a disaster strikes. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of true. America was colonized by Britain. I kind of want to learn a bit about this. I don't know if this is... Britain founded 13 colonies in the New World. Not only the Britain had colonized in North America, but Britain was colonized in Rome. They were German, by the way. You know how people throw shade upon the Germans because of history's pain. Brennan is also saying that people even nowadays look bad upon Germans because of pain caused by history. I think even now, you need to do your research before you start saying things like that, because it also changed to how we are now. And yet we make the same mistakes all again, demonise a whole people. Very tricky, isn't it? Because that happened so many years ago now. Take away from that, it's also just saying that people judge people because of things they've heard. Just because they were bad then doesn't mean they're bad now. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Like, a lot of people just think they know. They don't really know. The same old TV shows repeat. Yeah, we worship the bleak. Everything repeats itself. It's like all these episodes from Friends that sit on TV, and this show was created in the 90s but still has good ratings. So good ratings means we'll watch it. If we watch it, we must love it. I liked how he drew a face on the masked person. I saw that kind of as a almost like humans, individuals can reclaim power, and when the world is trying to take from them. And I think this one may be slightly about people with not much money, right? Or you could even view the masked person as being kidnapped by Ren, because he says in the song it even makes people violent or killers. He thinks he's then going to kill him, but he doesn't. And almost as Ren gets closer and more angry towards the masked person, he gets quicker on the guitar, like desperation almost, and he's just begging to not die right there and then. This is an interesting post that I've just read, actually. I see the person with the bag over their head as society in general, the every person. The working class just doing their job. In the case of this song, playing the guitar, that's because that's their job, is just to play the guitar, because Ren's like, keep playing. Rope on the floor is a leash. We're given a short leash. Ren represents a person who has seen the greed and the degradation and of society. He is trying to explain what he sees as the problems in the world, but society is ignoring him. Notice the hands are not tied; they could be down, and take the bag off their head, but they don't. They blissfully keep doing what they do. Oof. So people know, but they carry on. Interesting. Even when Ren forcefully explains what is going on, drawing on the eyes, they still do not see. So then Ren's idea is to burn society down, but he bonks, and changes direction by burning himself as he realises that he cannot change society when he cannot even change himself. None of us really agree with the world, yet each and every one of us can contribute to the degradation of society. You, whoever you are reading my thoughts right now, you have the choice to stop contributing by destroying whatever device you are using to read this message, whether it's your iPhone, Android, computer, tablet, whatever. You have the power to destroy it now, but you won't. Just like I won't destroy mine, Even when he draws the eyes on us, we still won't listen, we won't throw our stuff away. Wow, that was by, I'll put it up on screen actually, a Reddit post. Very interesting. I believe it's difficult because in a sense we'd be throwing away society. It's a choice between seeing the truth alone or being built with everyone, blind with everyone else. One path is lonely while the other is built on either ignorance or self-description. Wow, that's super interesting actually, yeah. Because we all know. I was having this conversation actually earlier on today about screen time of interest. And we were all discussing our screen times and all of that, and how, like, I don't know, 4 hours a day could equivalent to like 3 years of your life or something. And that is a scary thought, that 3 years of your life you could be sat there looking down at scrolling down at your phone, looking at just a screen. Nothing that you remember tomorrow, nothing that you remember in a year's time, and definitely, certainly not when you look back at your life. But aside from that, the point of that is that we know these things are bad for us, but we choose not to get rid of them. After reading that Reddit post, I actually see that in the song now. It's like, we know these choices are wrong, but all that we can even, I said it back at the beginning, you and I have a lot more power than we think, but you choose not to because you are in settled life. You're okay with how you're living right now, so that's super interesting actually. I think I'm going to wrap it up there. I can't wait to get into part 2 super soon. As always, if you guys have anything to add or I missed anything out, please pop it down in the comments down below. I read through all of your comments. I hope you enjoyed watching me react to Ren's Money Game part 1. Don't forget, if you'd like to request a song, music video, live performance or anything else, that will be linked down below as well on my Buy Me Coffee page. Thank you so much for watching guys, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye guys.